Starting in our regular 4-point kneeling position with the balls underneath your knees. To challenge a bit of balance, let's establish that your knees are underneath your hips, that the heels of your hands are underneath your armpits, and you've lifted your abdominals so you're in a beautiful, lengthened, neutral spine. Take a deep breath in, and then exhale, draw your abdominals in just to prepare. This one is called knee stretch. So inhale and lift your knees off. That's the knee off position. Exhale, place your toes down, and that's the toe down position. The first one we're going to do is the toe down position. And inhaling to prepare. As you exhale, draw your knees closer to your hands without moving out of neutral. So opening your sits bones, and inhale, take yourself back to the beginning position. Exhale, draw your knees in, lift your abdominals, and inhale, return to the start position. Jen's going to demonstrate 2 repetitions where it's the harder position of lifting up your legs. Inhale and exhale, draw your knees towards your hands, and inhale back, keeping your pelvis lifted, engaging the abdominals, and she's going to stay in that position. And it's just to show you what a nice position you can get to there. Taking your beginning position now. And she's going to put her hands closest to the front of her knees for our cat curl. This is an excellent way to mobilize your spine. Now here at Tensegrity Training, we are very particular about not overextending through your cervical spine. So I'm going to refer to a number of the vertebrae in your neck, your cervical vertebra number 7. So it's the last vertebra in your neck, and it's the knobbly one at the base of your neck. We're going to think of lengthening that up towards the ceiling. So in that 4-point kneeling with your hands close to your knees, we breathe in to prepare, and exhale and wait. Inhale and arch into your arching position, C7 to the ceiling. Exhale, push your hands away from you, tuck and curl into the curling cat. Releasing tension in the neck, push the hands away from the knees. Inhale, return to your arching position, C7 to the ceiling, open the collarbones forward. Exhale, tuck and curl. One more of these beautiful stretches of the spine. Inhale and arch. Open the chest, C7 to the ceiling. Exhale and curl. And inhale back to your neutral position. Ready for hamstring curl. So in this position, start with your feet flat on the floor, and you've got your arms nicely placed under your shoulders. Breathe in to prepare, and on the exhale, flex the knees so your toes come off the floor, maintaining neutral, draw your abdominals in, and then lower down with your feet going back to the floor on the inhale. Exhale, lift the shins, maintaining neutral, and then inhale, down you go. 2 more of those. Exhale and up. Inhale and down, lifting the abdominals, push through your hands so you've activated the lats. Then we're going to stay here. Take a breath in and exhale, see if you can flex the knees a little higher to engage those hamstrings. Lift the abdominals, push through the hands, elongate through the neck. And then lowering down. All the best preparation for going into arm floats. So breathe in to prepare. As you exhale, extend your left arm to be parallel with the floor. Putting a little bit of weight through your right arm, and then inhale, return to the regular 4-point kneeling position. Exhale and out with the other arm, and inhale down. So we're alternating here. Next one is left arm out, and inhale, and exhale, and inhale, and last set, exhale, reaching through the fingertips, and lower, And exhale, lift the abdominals. You can see it gets a bit wobbly on those balls. Because now we can take the balls out, place them under our hands. We're going into a wrist mobilization exercise. So we find our 4-point kneeling position where our knees are under our hips. And we will put our hands under the balls. So this is a great position to be in to do any of your 4-point kneeling if wrists are a problem, by placing your hands straight on the mat. And in this stretch, we're going to flex the wrists. So we move our hands back a little closer towards us. And inhale. As you exhale, you roll your hands away to stretch the front of the wrist, drawing down through the back of your armpits towards your hips. Inhale and bring the hands back to the previous position. Exhale and roll. So it is really good for addressing any restrictions in your wrists. And back in, we'll do one more. And exhale. And back. And just to ensure we've got good shoulder mobilization and some good glenohumeral rhythm happening, we're going to do 1 repetition of each arm of single arm floats with the balls in our arms, just so that we can ensure that the aligning of the wrists and forearms is good. Inhale. Exhale, raise your right arm forward. Your bicep comes up towards your ear. And inhale, take it back down. Swap hands, exhale, reach that left arm and back down. Now we're going to have a really nice spinal twist. You ready, Jen?
Ready.
And arm openings with rotation. So taking your 4-point kneeling, checking it in, lift the abdominals, breathe in and reach your right arm out to the side and take it all the way to the ceiling and look at it. Take your arm back out to the side. Now bend that left arm as you thread the right arm through, lifting through the abdominals, and look how well she keeps her thighs perpendicular to the mat. Reach the crown of your head forward and go a bit further, and coming back. Take the arm out to the side, back up to the ceiling, out to the side again, and replace it back on the floor. We're going to do the other arm. We can't have it being lopsided. Inhale, exhale, taking the left arm out to the side. Inhale, rotate it to the ceiling, stretch up, left fingertips as far away from your right ones. And exhale, back to the side position. Bend the arm, thread it underneath the right arm, lift the abdominals, lift the ribs to the ceiling, lengthen the crown of your head forward. Really nice stretch. And then coming back to your side position, reaching that left arm out. Even press your shins into the mat to help you stabilize, reach those fingers up. Take the arm back to the side and place it on the floor. Now we're going into our angry and happy cat series. So angry cats apparently prepare for their anger. So they breathe in to prepare. And then as they exhale, they curl and their hackles go up. Release the back of the neck. Inhale, maintain that C curve and fold your hips back, reaching your arms long. Beautiful stretch, like you're getting a hug from behind. And now you're going to breathe out and transfer your weight forward by pulling on the balls. Pull yourself forward into an arched position. And back to neutral. Let's try that again. It's a great mobilization for the spine. Inhaling as you prepare. Exhale and curl. Press your shins to the floor. Push your hands a little bit away to get a bigger curl. Inhale, fold your hips back. And exhale, pull with the arms, transfer forward and come into an arch. And neutral, we'll do one more of those. Inhaling to get ready. Exhale, curl, press those shins into the mat, broaden the space across your shoulders. Inhale, maintain the curl and fold at the hips. Exhale, transfer your weight forward by pulling on the arms into an arch. And neutral spine to finish. That feels really nice, doesn't it?
That's a nice one.
Yeah. So now we're going to go into the happy cat where the balls are under the hands. So we breathe in, but our arms start outstretched. So it's like we're picking up our claws and giving them a stretch. So lifting the abdominals, lifting the sits bones away from you. You can feel that stretch through your lats. Be careful not to give in to the mid-back, so lifting up out of that collapse. It's a bit hard if you're really mobile in your thoracic spine. So we are inhaling while we have the arms outstretched. And we start the curl on the exhale from your tailbone. Pull the shoulder blades down and come into a curl in that position. Inhale, roll the balls forward, the hands are on top. Into lifting the abdominals, arms really stretched. Exhale, start the curl from the tailbone, pull your shoulder blades down and be in the curl. And one more, lengthening out. That's the way, pull your shoulders down towards your hips. And then exhale, start from the tail, press the shins to the mat and come back to neutral. And last one in our 4-point kneeling series is to take the balls back to underneath the knees, and we put the angry and happy cat together for some sort of unison. So we start with our hamstring curls. So we inhale and exhale, lift up our legs just as a warm-up, up and down and up and down and up. This is the last one, and keep them down. Breathe in and exhale, curl up, push back like you did before, but we've got the balls under the knees now. As you inhale, pull your hands towards you and come back to neutral and lift the toes off the floor and go into a slight arch. And feet down, push back on the exhale, release the neck. Inhale, pull your hands towards you. Lead with the tail and lift up those legs. One more, feet down, curl back. And inhale, come forward. Actually, we're going to do one more. Put your feet down and curl back, but lift up through the ribs. Let's just keep higher. And we'll curl back a bit more, back. Yeah, now she's going to stay here for a couple of breaths because this is a really good stretch. Big in, big out. Breathe in and out. Come back to neutral. Tuck your toes under. And from this position, our weight is slightly forward as we exhale and rock back, inhale in a gentle curl. So it's just a rock forward and back. You'll see that the position of the shoulders changes and it should feel quite delicious for the spine. And she's going to do one more of those. Doing a fantastic job, Jen. Our spine's really warmed up and ready for your kneeling series. Hey presto, balls now will be in the hands. So we're going to see from the front that the palms are facing upwards. And this one's called sit back star. So the arms are going to go out to the side. So you watch how Jen nicely goes from an externally rotated shoulder to internal rotation as her hands go down, and then she'll come back to here. So she's going to do two facing this way, then we'll turn you around so you can look at what she's doing from the side. So we sit a little bit leaning back on our heels. Our arms are at 90 degrees of flexion. We inhale to prepare. As you exhale, transfer your weight forward, keeping neutral spine, and turn your palms down. Take a breath in there. Exhale, come up slightly and hover over your heels in a neutral position. Nice smiling collarbones, nice smiling face. And forward on the exhale. Inhale, stay there. Exhale, come back and hovering over your heels.
That's a nice one.
She likes that one. So we're going to turn around to the side so you can see how she's keeping neutral. Palms up, breathe in. Exhale, lift, hinge at the hips, a deep fold in the hips. And then inhale, she's coming back, slightly back. Now I'm going to get her to transfer straight up to the next exercise in a high kneel and bring her hands into what we call the open star or closed star position. So the elbows will go out to the side and there is activity in the space underneath her armpits. So Jen, can you take your left hand and show us where your lats are, all the way down to your pelvis. We want her to feel the work through there. And in her triceps, which go from upper arm all the way to the elbow, she's going to pretend she's got really heavy springs she has to pull with her hands. Because this one, known as the star, goes from a high kneel, elbows out, exhale, hinge forward, just like to the previous position, and inhale, push those balls together, elbows stay out. And inhale, exhale, go out, and inhale, come up, beautiful opening of her shoulders there, and exhale, go forward. Inhale, come up to a tall neutral. Open through the front of the hips. Lift tall, lift tall, lift tall. Hold it. She's ready now to go into arm switches. So from that position, we'll ask her just to hinge back a little bit to a neutral spine where your ribs are in line with your hips, but you're folded at the hips in the front. The buttocks is lifted off the mat, and this is the starting position. So we'll breathe in here. As you exhale, we go into boxing where your right arm is above your head and your left arm back behind, keeping your ribs in line with your hips. And then inhale and exhale, swap to the other side. Inhale, arms come through the side. Exhale, you swap to the other. Inhale, transfer, exhale, up. So this is a hard one on your quads. So you've got to ensure your pelvic floor and your abdominals are lifted. The crown of your head's reaching forward. It's a good idea to do about 4 each side, so 8 in total. That gives Jen another 1 rep each side. And let's give her a rest from the thighs and sit back down. Nice and warm. So we're going to do the sit back with round back. We start in that high kneel with the closed star, making sure our pelvis is in line with our ribs, and this one's going to take us into a curl as our arms go overhead. So it's a C curve with arms in line with ears. That's the way. And then it's an inhale up. So we're going to do 5 of these. In and exhale. Inhale, draw them in. Exhale, reach away. Inhale, bring them in. Exhale and out. Shoulders are relaxed and in. Elbows wide and exhale, curl. And inhale. This is really strengthening her abdominals. And she's getting a good length through her back extensors that can get quite tight. This will be her last one. And come to the high kneel. And the last of our kneeling series is a nice stretch. So we keep our closed star position, and in this one we actually hinge back as we breathe out. And inhale, come forward. So keep lifting through the sternum, almost like your pubic bone is reaching over to the other side of the room. And inhale, come up, and exhale. And now we're going to add a bit of complexity to it, so that on the exhale, we have to think of 2 things. We go into external rotation. So we inhale here, keep the balls touching, exhale and reach. So our shoulders are in external rotation. As we come in and press the balls, our shoulders are in internal rotation. Exhale, hinge back, lift the chest, lift the ribs, and squeeze the balls, elbows out. And one more. And in, and I'll show you a variation. So if you want to, if it's too much to hold the balls together, you can, from here, taking your arms through and open to shoulder width. Bring them together to come in. It's a little easier, that one. And back, open, and back to the center. And sit on your knees for our rainbow stretch. So rainbow stretch is where we have one arm down and one arm to the side. So I'll ask Jen to start with her left arm up and her right arm down, keeping both sits bones firmly connected to your heels so that our pelvis remains in neutral. And the starting position is reaching the arm away as we inhale and look down towards that right hand, and bring your left arm overhead as you exhale. Inhale, place it on the floor and reach away. Reach, reach, reach. The spine's nicely rotated and the arms lengthened. Then we come back a little bit and get our weight down on our right arm and take the left arm back to the previous position. We do another one here. Inhale, exhale, reach over, rotate and push the arms away. Bring your arms back. Exhale, rotate back up to the side. Bring your left arm up so we've got our arms at horizontal abduction. Inhale, exhale, take our other arm down. Take a breath in there. Exhale, rotate the arm away. Inhale, push the balls. Exhale, return back to the side. Bend and reach the arm out to the rainbow position. And one more. Exhale, we go over and rotate. Pause, reach, and back to the side bend. Lift the arms up on the exhale. Inhale, and take your arms down to the side for a rest.